Radio.
It's time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Oh, it's good coming to you. I tell you, it's so beautiful now that the weather looked like spring out there. I tell you, a few days ago, it was so cold, didn't know what to do. They put the food outside, it was so cold. So we're so happy that God has warmed it up for us, and I know the PSE&G man going to have issues with it because they could cut down on some of the electricity and the gas bill that we have to pay. I know mine is so large that I'm in the hole for about $102, and I'm going to pay them tomorrow. So don't you go messing with the Reverend. You know I'm good for it now. You know that I'm good, so we all going to take care of things. I was at the post office today mailing off some of the DVDs of the shows. You know, people come and they get the DVD of the show. And the young lady said, you know, I hadn't seen you in a while, Reverend. I said, well, I've been busy. You know, in the winter, you kind of shy away from the post office. And even with the internet today, you know, we don't visit the post office like we used to. I used to go there every 3 months and buy a whole row of black stamps, you know. And, you know, now with the internet and paying the bills over the internet and doing all that kind of stuff, you really, you know, your stamps last forever. In fact, I bought 2 weeks ago a book of forever stamps. I mean, right. The stamps raised are still forever at the same price, you know. And I told her, I said, you know, I'm kind of frustrated every time I buy stamps. I come back in and then, you know, the stamp go up and I got to buy these penny or 2-cent stamps or whatever, and I wind up having more of them than I need, you know. It becomes a big mess and everything. And she said, you know, we have some civil rights pioneers stamps. I said, well, give me a book on them. I think I paid like $2-3 for a book and everything, you know. Nigga Evers and Ellen Baker, and there was a sister from Fannie Lou Hamer. She was a sharecropper in Mississippi who fought for black voting rights and spoke for many when she said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Well, you know, we all are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I tell you, what a beautiful speech that the President Barack Obama delivered the other day. I thought it was all the makings of a State of the Union address. It kind of reminded me of sitting there in the chair when I was sitting by my father in the chair when I was a little boy when President Ford done a similar speech trying to get the country back when all the auto industries, at the time, Detroit was making them big old boat cars. You remember the big cars, you know, Eldorado fit in this whole room, you know, and everything, you know. I mean, make 2 or 3 Eldorados what they make today. And President Ford done a similar speech, but I tell you, it was just so much excitement going on with Barack Obama. So we, you know, to see the president, and it's not official State of the Union address, but that's what we all was so happy to see. And they gave him a standing ovation. You know, I mean, people went crazy and everything. And you know, Michelle, they introduced Michelle. So it was a beautiful thing. And I heard today that the kids got their dog. Yeah, they finally got a dog, a Portuguese water dog. He's supposed to have
the curly dog.
Yeah. You know, if I seen him here, I guess I would just call him a lab. You know, or whatever. You know, a setter, like a setter, looked like a setter, was a Portuguese water dog that they have. And so I'm happy that they got their little dog and everything, little black dog, and you know, cute little thing, yeah, hair all over, you know. So it's a beautiful thing. And I heard someone said that Michelle Obama said that the kids gonna have to wash their own dishes and things of that nature, you know, and tidy up behind themselves, you know. And you know, we look at these things and stuff, and you know, that's a good thing, because too many of our kids have so much on their hands, so much time on their hands and everything, and get in trouble instead of handling business. You know, that these are the years that you're going to develop them to be who they need to be for the rest of their life. And that's one reason why we have Brother Ray here today with the Internet Predator program. And not actually a program, but a website that he could actually, whatsgood.com. You pronounce that WUTS good.com. So he'll be talking about that. And I have activist woman Rebecca Kelly here. She was at one of the town meetings last night, so she'll speak on that right there. We let Ray go first, and go ahead and introduce yourself to the
Hello,
people.
my name is Ray Spires. I'm the president and CEO of whatsgood.com. Actually, the Safe Web, and whatsgood.com is actually a product within the Safe Web. And we have the safest internet capability for people between the ages of 5 and 17 years old. And we're pretty proud about that right now. We're going to launch our site actually on the 5th of March. Of course, we're testing it and going through all the testing phases right now. But I mean, we will be ready by then. Actually, we'll be ready by the 1st of March. But we're just going to, take our time and look over it again a few more times to make sure that everything is safe for the kids.
Now, the way you spell what's up, what's good, .com, you spell it W-U-T-S.
Right.
Is there any reason?
Yeah, that's an acronym for World's Ultimate Tracking System.
Wow.
VOB.com.
Okay, all right. See, we got the people here today. You see, so it's a good thing. Now, the social network site, now, what is that all about?
Kids nowadays go into the MySpaces and the Facebooks and what have you, because that is the most popular thing on the internet right now.
Okay.
And so what we decided is that we would have a social networking site for children. Okay. There's a law out actually that says you have to be at least 13 years old to access the internet, social networking sites, but no one enforces it. What this will do is give those kids between 13 and 17 some place to go, because one of the reasons it's not enforced is A, you can't tell who anyone is, and B, what do you do with them afterwards?
Right.
They can't go on it. So we give them some place to go that's for kids between the ages 5 and 17 years old. And we have all the different things that MySpace and YouTube and Facebook would have. We have video, the kids put their videos up of them skateboarding, or whatever they're going to do. And we're also going to have different activities for kids, where that they can go on. We had contests where they can vote on which is the best picture or the best poem or the best video, and so and we'll have cash rewards so that it makes them want to do it. It gives them a reason to participate.
Now, what is the price per child for what's up? What's good? I'm sorry, whatsgood.com.
We were going to charge initially. I was here, as you know, about a year ago. Close to a year ago.
Close to a year ago, you were here.
Yeah, and we had initially said $15 a child, and then I listened to what you told me. You actually said, I don't want to charge. I want to make sure I charge enough to make sure I'm still around.
We need you around.
And so we raised the price to $19.95. Because that will make sure that we're around in a few years, like you said.
Yeah, because and this right here is important for the community. Too many times that we start things, and a lot of times we are outbidded because that we start from love in our heart. But I believe that somehow we have to move more into a business realm to keep it here. People often want to volunteer for the Reverend, and they want to do a whole lot of things. And I say, well, I appreciate what you're doing today, but tomorrow we're going to try to pay you.
Right.
And they said, well, it's not a problem. I said, well, the reason why I say that right there because you have things to do too.
Exactly.
And I don't want to, take your time and
exactly.
Not even mention about the economy. We don't have to go there, but the idea is just that people have different things to do. You said the age restrictions for your site is what?
5 to 17 for the browser, because it's actually whatsgood.com is a browser for kids between the age of 5 and 17. Whatsgood.net is the actual social networking site, which is up right now, and teenagers can access that right now as we speak. But whatsgood.com is the part that's going to be up on the 5th. And at some point, we're going to put whatsgood.net. Whatsgood.net will be embedded into whatsgood.com to ensure that the same security is on whatsgood.com or with whatsgood.net.
Wow, that's a good thing. Now, the supportive factors that you talk about in this what'sgood.com, meaning that the parents will always know exactly what the kids are doing.
Yes, they can find out at any time if their child is doing something inappropriate. If they're trying to access an inappropriate site, because the parents will have their own username and password that they can just monitor if their child is doing something inappropriate.
Wow.
That just puts the parenting back in the hands of parents. And I mean, we have a lot of supporters for this, law enforcement. Of course, I live down in Maryland, so you know we have Glenn Ivey, we have you know Valerie Irvin and the Herb Jones, the vice president of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. He's throwing his support our way, and so we have a lot of people supporting us that really matter.
Yes. And that right there is very important. The advertisement, they will be able to go on your site and be able to advertise things.
Yes, sir. We are going to have people advertise on our site that believe the same thing that we believe. We want people on our site who are interested in protecting children.
Okay.
We don't want to have. Of course, we're not going to have anything that's inappropriate for children, because that will not be allowed on our site at all.
Okay.
We're not going to have anyone on there that is borderline.
Okay, so now, as I get familiar with the computer, when they go into your site, what'sgood.com, and you know how sometimes there's you can bounce off to other sites.
Right.
Now the other sites from your that they bounce off will be safe sites, because this right here will make sure.
Right, because we're most households have filters on their computer. So their computer is filtered, and so the parents, the children, everyone has to look at the same stuff.
Okay.
What we've done is we've developed a technology where that the browser is actually filtered.
Wow.
So it's not. I mean, so when a child downloads what'sgood.com under their specific user icon, their browser is filtered, not the computer, and so it makes it impossible. I shouldn't say impossible, but so far it seems to be impossible to get around it, because it's not getting around some software on a computer where you can just disable the software. This is the actual browser. Unless you disable the browser, erase the browser, you cannot get around it.
Wow. And will the parents have their own code as well as the kids?
Yeah, the parents will have a code. In fact, when they sign up, the parent gets the code, and they have to add each child.
Okay.
So the parent gets the code, and so we positively identify that parent.
Okay.
And they register each one of their children. That way we have someone to hold responsible.
Sure.
And that will be the parent, the registered parent.
Now the kid can never get the parent code.
And no, they shouldn't be able to unless the parent gives it to them. Now the parent will give the kid a password and a username. Now the child, when they go in, can change that password, but the parent has the control to delete that account as well as we do.
You know, I can see this right here working right in a grammar school.
Oh yeah.
You know, we have a what is that grammar school that they just opened up? Emerson, I believe it is. Is that the name of it? And something like this right here would work well over there. Have you visited any of the schools?
Well, of course I've visited a lot of schools in the Washington metropolitan area. We have not been outside of the metropolitan area because it wasn't up and running.
Sure. And
we want to have something tangible to say, this is what we offer. Okay. Now that we have it, we will be going to different schools, and hopefully, your show will have people contact us, or even if they just look at the site and see what is what we're trying to accomplish. I believe that they'll sign up, whether or not I come to the school or not.
Sure. Because the last time we had a lot of people that was very interested in the site, and I told them that you would be back, because I knew that you were going to come back. Let me go to Rebecca Kelly. Rebecca, the meeting, just talking about the security meeting I believe you guys had last night in Plainfield at the library.
Yes, we did.
And do you want to share the information of what they were talking about for security?
It was a wonderful meeting. For all the years that I've lived in Plainfield, I have never enjoyed a meeting so great than I did last night. They are bringing into the city what you call these high-tech surveillance cameras. They also have an extra one, which is, I call it the Zoom.